Breaking news. I'm confused right now.
We're calling me the Kraken.
This is stunning, heartbreaking, infuriating, and the most unpatriotic.
Hey everyone, it's David, producer for The Benjamin Dixon Show, and like it or not, so Sidney Powell, the Kraken, remember her?
We're calling me the Kraken, and I have been released to go after all the fraud I can see and find.
Or how about her here?
This is stunning, heartbreaking, infuriating, and the most unpatriotic acts I can even imagine for people in this country to have participated in any way, shape, or form.
Sidney Powell, one of the attorney on Trump's 2020 team that was fighting the election results, trying to overturn the election, spreading all kinds of conspiracy theories about the voting machines and the companies. Sidney Powell has pled guilty.
Sidney Powell, one of the top lawyers that was working for Donald Trump after the 2020 election, she is pleading guilty in the election subversion case that she is charged criminally in Georgia. This is the state-level case against her and 18 other defendants, including Donald Trump. She is not only pleading guilty to some charges there, she's in court currently at this very moment. She also is agreeing, as part of this deal, to testify at future trials. She is very likely to become a witness against Donald Trump and the others as they go to trial in Georgia.
This is stunning.
According to the AP, Sidney Powell pleads guilty in case over efforts to overturn Trump's Georgia loss and gets probation. Lawyer Sidney Powell pleaded guilty to reduced charges Thursday over efforts to overturn Donald Trump's loss in the 2020 election in Georgia, becoming the second defendant in the sprawling case to reach a deal with prosecutors.
All right, thank you. And Ms. Powell, I've been handed a document that's titled Plea of Guilty Form. Is this your signature as well on the second page?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
And ma'am, do you understand that this is a negotiated plea, which means that your attorney and I have reached an agreement, or the state has reached an agreement as to the proposed sentence that will be made to the court?
I do.
Do you understand that the recommendation being made to the court as to this accusation on counts 1 through 6, that you be sentenced to 12 months of probation to run consecutive with one another?
I do.
Do you understand that the state is asking that a $6,000 fine be imposed, a restitution of $2,700 be paid to the state of Georgia, an apology letter be written to the citizens of the state of Georgia, that you truthfully testify at all hearings and proceedings and trials involving the co-defendants in this matter, and that you have no communication with co-defendants, media, or witnesses until this case has been completely closed against all defendants?
I do.
She is definitely the most significant person yet to accept the plea deal. Powell, who was charged alongside Trump and 17 others with violating the state's anti-racketeering law, entered the plea just a day before jury selection was set to start in her trial. She pleaded guilty to 6 misdemeanors, accusing her of conspiring to intentionally interfere with the performance of election duties.
The most unpatriotic acts I can even imagine for people in this country to have participated in any way, shape, or form.
So she pled to lower charges. The fine and probation, rather disappointing, not gonna lie. But the most significant part of this, the most valuable part of this, is that she'll be testifying against all of the co-defendants that are standing trial. And that likely includes Donald J. Trump. That is the most important part. She's a valuable witness. She was the one that spread all the conspiracy theories. She was at the volatile meeting in the Oval Office that's been reported on, which is probably why the prosecution agreed to the lowball sentence. She's got inside scoop, likely just as much as Rudy Giuliani. And so her testimony is really valuable, and Team Trump is probably not liking this very much. They're probably getting nervous. And I'm sure they expected plea deals, but they probably see Sidney Powell's testimony as a threat. I can't imagine them taking this lightly. And it's more than likely heartbreaking to Powell herself. Think about how embarrassing this must be for what was considered a high-profile attorney pleading guilty to conspiring to intentionally interfere with performance of election duties. This is a complete stain. When Trump's trial happens in Georgia and we're all watching it streamed live, her testimony may very well be explosive. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we'll be back.